Again to our journalist Ayanda Mhlongo, who is standing by at the KwaZulu-Natal High Court in Pietermaritzburg, where former President Jacob Zuma will be appearing on charges of corruption, racketeering and money laundering. Ayanda will be talking about this matter to Advocate Makhosazana Mbonani, who is a legal expert. Ayanda, over to you.
Yeah, thanks very much, Sakina. Good morning to our viewers once again. Just very quickly, Sakina, before we speak to Advocate Mbonani, I can tell you that around the court, the main road passing down the court, just across the road, we have the gathering spot where the supporters usually of the former president gather. The police are now preparing to close off the road. We do understand from the organizers that many of the supporters are on their way here to court, and we will of course be speaking to the organizers of the support for the former president. But just to speak about what will be happening in court today, we have said that today it is the state that will be making its submissions for this stay of prosecution application by Zuma and Thales. Let me now bring in to get more legal expertise or analysis on what we can expect in court. Advocate Makhosazana Mbonani. Advocate, good morning and thank you so much for your time. Advocate, one of the things that we spoke about, and I think it was on Tuesday, when after the former president's defense and the Thales defense were done with their submissions, you were saying that they have to prove extraordinary circumstances for them to be able to be granted the stay of prosecution application. It's the state today. What is the state likely to make, and give us through what will be some of the main points in their submissions responding to what the defense have already said?
Well, the state today is going to be making a case as to why this application should be dismissed with cost. What the state is probably going to be doing today is taking the court through the chronology of events from the time before the charges were laid to the stage that we are at. So they are going to be making a case as to why this was a systematic delay, why the nature of the case demands that the accused be tried or stand trial, and why there was a contribution on the part of the accused, taking into account all the postponements and all the interlocutory applications that have been brought before courts that caused part of this delay. And that will be the case, the state's case, as to why this application should be dismissed with costs.
Speaking about the interlocutory application, I know there are 4 that they're going to be dealt with, but one it speaks to new evidence which is said to have been brought by Zuma, and he speaks in that there's apparent discussions that he had with the former President Thabo Mbeki, as well as the former NPA boss Bulelani Ngcuka. New evidence being brought now. Obviously the state wants the court to strike out that new evidence. Take us through and explain to us that process. So no new evidence can now be brought by the defendants in this matter.
Well, you remember on Tuesday that there was an explanation as to why this is necessary for the case for both the former president and Thales, the company, and we can expect today that the state is going to strike it out, because at this point they have to take into consideration only those things that are relevant to this case. So what the state submission is likely to be is that it is not relevant, and that they are not prejudiced. The accused are not prejudiced by the exclusion of this evidence. So it is up to the court to make a determination as to whether it is necessary and whether it contributes to the case.
Once the state is done today, the judges will then have to make their decision. I think now, even beyond just listening, everybody now wants to know what will be the outcome. They have already, we do know that the trial date is set to be on October, but when are we likely to expect the court to make its decision?
Well, today what we can expect is that the state is going to make its case, and then we can expect that the applicants are going to be given an opportunity to reply to what the submissions of the state. I can say that the judgment is likely to be reserved, and we can expect that because of the intricacies of the case, we can expect that the judgment will be delivered anytime from 2 months from now or or before the date of the trial.
All right, Advocate, thank you so much. Advocate Makhosazana Mbonani. All right, so around 9 o'clock, we expect the former president to arrive here at the court, and the court proceedings are set to get underway at 9:30 this morning. We're going to leave it here for now in Pietermaritzburg. Take it back to Johannesburg, where Valen is standing by with the sports.
Oh, thank you so much, Ayanda. And as she said, awaiting those proceedings where the state will be putting forward their arguments this morning. But for now, let's get the latest in the sport.